Today we are in section 8.2, which covers the volume of cones. So let's first write down your key idea. So today's key idea in words says the volume V of a cone is 1/3 the product of the area of the base and the height of the cone. So the formula that you're going to use is going to be V equals 1/3. Now our base area, the base of a cone, is going to be a circle. So we're going to do pi r squared times the height. This is the base of the cone, and this represents the height. And then the cone itself will look like this. And this right here represents the height. That forms a 90-degree angle with the base. And so that's what it's going to look like. Once again, all you're going to do is take your formula, write it down, plug in your information, and then just solve your equation. So if we're looking at example 1, find the volume of the cone and round your answer to the nearest tenth. So if we look at problem 1, we have a cone with a height of 6 meters and a diameter of 4. So we're going to take our volume and write down our formula. 1/3 pi r squared times height. Now, 1/3 times pi times the radius squared. Now, we are given the diameter, and the diameter is 4. So if the diameter is 4, our radius is going to be what? It's going to be 2. So we're going to have 2 squared times the height, which is 6. So now we just go through, multiply everything together. That would be 2 to the second power, which is 4, times 3.14 times 6. That's going to give us 75.36. Now, the last step is taking third of something. Well, obviously all you do is just times by 1, divide by 3. So all you do is take a third, divide by 3. So we're going to divide that by 3. Your answer is 25 and 12/100ths. If you round it to the nearest tenth, as the directions state, that will give us 25 and 1/10. We have to label its volume, so it's going to be cubic meters. So our answer is 25.1 meters cubed, or cubic meters. In example number 2, we have our second cone. Our cone has a height of 11 3/10 feet and a radius of 9 feet. So step 1, write down your formula. 1/3 pi r squared times height. So then we're going to have 1/3 times pi, which is 3.14, times the radius squared. Now, your radius is 9, so if you want to take 9 squared and write in there 80 or 81, that's okay. So I'm going to write 9 squared times the height, which is 11.3. So we're going to do this all together. 9 times 9, that's 81. 81 times 3.14. Times 11.3, and then we take our answer, which is 2,874 and some decimals, divide that by 3. That's going to give us 958.014, be 14 thousandths. We want to round that to the nearest tenth, so that's 958.0. Our label will be cubic feet. So once again, you take all your information and plug it in. So on number 3, we have another cone, and the diameter is going to be 12 centimeters. The height is going to be 15 centimeters. Step 1 is we are going to plug in our formula. Our formula is volume equals 1/3 pi r squared times height. So then we're going to take volume equals 1/3 times 3.14 times the radius. Now we know our diameter is 12, so our radius would be 6 squared. We have to take half times the height, which is 15. All you do now is plug everything in your calculator. 6 squared is 36. 36 times 15 times 3.14, and then we have to take a third, which means we divide everything by 3. So our answer would be, rounded to the nearest tenth, 565.2 cubic centimeters. The last problem, in number 4, we're taking this one step differently. In this problem, they're going to give you the volume, which is 7,200 cubic yards. And they're going to give you the radius of the cone, which is 15 yards. What we need to do is find the height. So we're going to still write down our formula. Step 1, always write down the formula. 1/3 pi r squared times height. Now we're going to plug in what we know. We know the volume is 7,200. Then 1/3 we bring down. Pi is 3.14. We know the radius is 15. We don't know the height. So now we have to use our problem solving or equation solving skills to solve for h. So that's going to give us 7,200. And we're going to take 15 times 15. That's 225 times 3.14. We divide that by 3. We get 235.5 h. But now we have to solve for h. So the opposite of 200 times 235.5 is divide. So we divide both sides by 235.5. So the height is going to be 7,200 divided by 235 and 5/10. Rounded to the nearest tenth is going to be...
Guys, this is Nick, and your answer is 30.6 yards.